Hello out there, and we are getting a little bit of weather here today, so if you hear some thunder in the background, my apologies, but really shouldn't be that big of a deal. Let's just get into what I have in front of you today, and that is a modified Kershaw Dimension. And if you were watching the channel a couple weeks ago, you might have seen a pretty substantial size unboxing with two Kershaw Dimensions and a few other knives and some other things that just were floating around in there. And all of that stuff, except for one of the dimensions, was payment for the work that I was going to do on that knife. And that's what this is. And so hopefully the owner of the knife watching this video, probably before he gets the knife, hopefully he's happy with what he sees. So what I'm going to do today, I guess, is just go over everything that I did and talk about some of the modification processes that I used. All right, so the first and most obvious thing that you can see here is the heat ano on the frame. All right, the titanium is pretty thick and was a lot of fun to work on. And you can see on this side there's a little bit of bronze and a bronze band here, and then a lot of blue and purple throughout, and then blue and purple at the back. So I thought that worked out pretty well. And then on the other side, same sort of deal, blue and purple up near the top, and then near the back it fades to a more bronze. All right, so like I said, pretty happy with the results there. One thing I wanted to do, because of times in the past where I've just overdone it with either ano or acid etches, I wanted to really try to make the focal point the scales here. So everything else, all the hardware and stuff, I just polished instead of putting any kind of color on those. So you can see the polish on the screws, polish on the button lock and the pivot, polished the standoffs, and then also the thumb studs. So no, oh yeah, and also the clip. All right, so no other color really besides right here, where it is definitely the focal point of the entire knife, and that's how I wanted it to stay. All right. One of the other things that I want to talk about when it comes to the heat ano is you can see how the fingerprints on here actually affect the way that it looks. And that's not the smudging isn't the ano being ruined at all. What it is the way that the oils from your skin sit on the knife. It affects the way the light hits it, and so it can actually like change the colors. So what I'm going to do, just so you can get an idea of that in detail, is I'm going to get some nail polish remover right here, and Windex will work just as well if you have that. But anytime you have an ano, after you use it, if you get some nail polish remover or Windex or something like that and kind of acetone and wipe it off, when that liquid is on there, that actually changes the way that it looks while it's wet. So you can see down at the bottom here, it looks like it's all smudged from that, but that's actually, again, just the way the light gets through it. And then once that dries, you'll have just a really, really good original look to it again. All right, so don't worry if you're carrying your anodized knife and it starts to look like the colors are fading. That's just sort of going to be natural. All right, so yeah, again, let me show you on the other side. I have a little bit more on this paper towel. And it's really tough to see sometimes in all the light. But yeah, I mean, the way the light hits it just really affects the look of it in general. So, but again, really happy with how everything came out there. The polishing, I think, was a pretty darn good idea. And yeah, it's something that I think I might actually do for the other dimension that I got in this this package. So talking about the other part, obviously the acid etch. So there's a lot of good about it and a couple things that I either wish I had done differently or could have done better. But not too much, to be honest with you. One of the big opportunities that I've had in the past is just not hitting the edge itself with enough nail polish. And yeah, no acid, it looks like, got through to the edge. So pretty happy with that. You can see there's the acid stonewash on the top, and then there's a line pattern on each side. That sort of keeps the dimension theme from the handle going onto the blade. So I really liked that. And then up here where the acid wash meets the stone wash, I sort of crimped it, and Looks pretty cool. It could be a little bit cleaner, the lines as well. I'm working on a method actually to make the lines cleaner just in general, instead of having to freehand them. But I think for the most part it came out pretty good. And yeah, I'm happy with it overall. The stone wash looks, the acid wash looks pretty darn good too. So yeah, one thing I did leave the flipper and the area leading up to the flipper nail polished, so there is like this spot on the side here that, I don't know, it looks like it should be acid washed, but it's not. So I don't know, maybe I'm being nitpicky towards myself, but I wish I had done that too, but yeah, I didn't. So overall though, I mean, the knife is pretty functional. Just needs a little bit of a tune-up and the edge to be just honed a little bit. It's actually still pretty sharp. So yeah, just really happy overall with it. I'm glad I had the opportunity to work on this knife for this viewer. And like I said earlier, hopefully he really enjoys it. All right, so that's that. And then other stuff and modifications that I'm working on. I know I said in an earlier video that I am working on a CRKT Amicus for a viewer as well. And that one is just a really complex acid etch. And as far as lines go, I really have to get my lines a little cleaner for that one, because I'm trying to put a flag on the blade. And yeah, it's been a challenge, and I'm really trying to figure out the best way to do it and the best way to make it look good. So that one is actually taking a lot of time in the planning stage. And then another thing that I'll be doing really soon, actually, and this should be a quick one on my end, is I'm doing a collaboration modification on this new CRKT pillar, not sure what it's actually called. But this one is going to be a collaboration with my Instagram buddy and YouTube buddy, Warpath 101. So he's going to do some file work, and I'm sort of going to give him free reign on this to do whatever he thinks is best. And then I'm going to come in and maybe hit the hardware on the backspacer or do some kind of acid etch. Don't really know yet. Haven't figured it out, but that is going to be a fun one to work on. And then the future of this knife, well, we'll see what we end up doing with it. All right, guys, so that's basically all I've got. Just wanted to share that with you. Pretty excited about the way this one turned out, and hopefully, like I said, the owner is too. But any questions, comments, complaints, suggestions, as always, I want to hear from you in the comments down below. I appreciate it. And yeah, anything else I can do for you, let me know. But I will talk with you soon. Thanks again for watching.